We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball as Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, Gordon Beckham, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Billy Butler, Eric Hosmer, and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson, and welcome to the penultimate game of the season. This is the second to the last one, so that's just for the Mayor Mean Joe group. But, you know, we've lost the first two games here. We lost the opener 3-2, then we lost last night 6-1 with Chris Sale. And tonight, Eric Johnson.
It's going to be up to Eric Johnson, a battle of youngsters tonight, to win a ball game. And he's 2-2 this year with a fine 2.82 ERA. Against the Tigers last time out, he threw the ball very well. Gave up a couple of earned runs, didn't walk anybody, and so that's really the key with him. Get the ball over the plate, get the curveball over because he's got a good one. And his mound opponent is Yordano Ventura. Ventura, a thin young right-hander with a bullet of a fastball, as you can see. A couple of starts, hasn't given up much of anything, a 1.59 ERA. So Yordano's a pretty good pitcher. Eric Johnson's a very good pitcher, and I'm thinking he's going to win one tonight.
We would dearly love to win this ball game tonight. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. And by Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Welcome back to U.S. Cellular Field. It's 78 degrees. It's a very pretty day. And hopefully Eric Johnson will have very good stuff because his mound opponent is a young pitcher who also has very good stuff. So the Sox looking for a win. And they need one desperately, having lost 22 of the last 28 games. So it's been a very, very tough trial for the boys. And hopefully tonight everything works out. They're wearing the 83 uniforms this evening. And the White Sox take the field. So let's take a look at how Ned Yost is going to line up his Royals tonight. The Alex Gordon leading it off with Emilio Bonifacio hitting second. Then it's Eric Hosmer, who's battling to hit 300, hitting third. Billy Butler, the DH. Salvatore Perez catching. Mike Moustakas in third. David Lowe in right field. Mercedes Escobar at shortstop. And Jared Dyson, the speedster, in center field, hitting ninth. The defense, and how they're going to line up behind Eric Johnson. Danks, Garcia, and Garcia in the outfield. With Gillespie, Simeon, Beckham, and Canerco in the infield. Miguel Gonzalez gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Eric Johnson. He's on for his fifth start. He's 2-2 with a fine ERA of .282. 8 walks and 22 and a third. 14 strikeouts. Right-handers have done very little with that excellent curveball that he throws. And if he can get a third pitch over the plate, he'll be even that much tougher. The umpires for the game tonight: Paul Emmel behind the plate. Chris Conroy is at first. Gary Darling, the crew chief, is at second. And Jerry Meals is at third. So the wind is a factor tonight. It's blowing out rather stiffly toward left center field. And we've got some youngsters in the lineup and a youngster on the mound, as Eric Johnson knows that every time out, this being his fifth, is an audition for next year. There is a spot in the rotation, and Johnson would certainly love to claim it. Bonaventura has already said he's going to come back. Rick Hahn, the general manager, said that he would like to have him back. So Robin said this is reminiscent of when he got to the big leagues in 1989. He said it was a ball club that was in terrible straits. The next year they won 94 games, and he's hoping for the same turnaround. So we're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stoney, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet, as Alex Gordon gets in that box ready to lead it off. 29-year-old outfielder. 1 for 7 with an RBI in the series. Takes first pitch strike from our 23-year-old right-hander. Outfield slightly to the left, gap out there in right center. Another strike. And very quickly 0-2. Alex with 20 homers, 81 knocked in. Kansas City hitting at .260 as a club with a 3.45 ERA. Jazz did get a piece of that one.
Just have to make sure that you keep their speedsters off base. And they've got guys up and down through this order that can really run. They've swiped 151 bases this year, been caught just 32 times.
Curveball. He wanted it down. He got it down. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line. 375 in the gap, sent 400 straightaway center.
For whatever reason, Alex Gordon hits much better on the road, although the power, as you can see, evenly divided. But that's a big gap between home games and road games. Flips
that one into the seats.
They don't have a particularly great place to hit. Kauffman Stadium is spacious. You're not going to hit a whole lot of home runs usually there. However, it's a great doubles and triples park.
That it is. Always has been at Kauffman Stadium.
They took advantage of it when they had those George Brett teams.
Curveball, nice pick. Can he get him? Yeah, nice play.
This ball softly hit. Gillespie to his left, up, fires it across, and he's got him by a full stride.
Full layup. So here's Bonifacio, Emilio Bonifacio. 2 for 4 last night with a couple of RBIs. A little hard, but 2 down.
I really love to see one pitch. Now, he was trying to slap it right at Simeon at shortstop. He figures if he can get it to shortstop, he's got a chance.
He does with that running jump he's got.
But you don't want it at third, and could be a very strong and very short first inning.
So here's Hosmer. Hitting at .302, 17 homers, 79 knocked in. 2 for 5 last night. And 2 for 9 in the series, but he's hit some rockets right at guys. Outfield around to the left. Huge gap in right center. Hosmer a big man, but he 11 stolen bases in 15 attempts. Two and one. Watch out, broken bat, popped up. And souvenir time.
Hosmer left with just the handle. Fortunately, that one doesn't find anybody. It finds some nice grass to nestle in.
And this is the 18th meeting between these two clubs. First 17. We have won 8 of those. Two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And once again for the Mayor Mean Joe group, the penultimate game.
This is it.
This is it.
There's only one of those.
There's only one of those. Curveball, no. And a full count.
It was a good pitch, tantalizing, but down and out of the zone.
And that's out of play. Got some finals today. Seattle beat Oakland 7-5. San Diego beat San Francisco 9-3. Toronto beat Tampa Bay 7-2. Pittsburgh over Cincinnati 8-3. Texas beat the Angels 7-4. So a couple of big games today.
A couple of huge games today. Tampa Bay and Texas now tied.
He gone. 1-2-3 inning for EJ, and after half inning of play, it's Kansas City 0 and our guys coming to bat.
and Beckham, Gillespie with Konerko, and Adam Dunn, the DH. Then Avisaíl, Garcia in right, with Simeon, Danks, and Gonzalez rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Ventura. Gordon, Dyson, and Lowe in the outfield with Moustakas, Escobar, Bonifacio, and Hosmer in the infield. Salvatore Perez gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Yordano Ventura. He's made a couple of starts. 9 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings. And as you can see, doesn't matter right or left-handers, they don't have much luck with him. Now, he has thrown fastballs upwards of 100 miles an hour, but Dave Island, his pitching coach, is trying to impress upon him not to go with everything you have on every pitch. So he's actually backed off somewhat on the fastballs, and it's been around 95.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as here's Leury Garcia hitting right-handed against this right-hander. That one at 93. It's hard to get a young Latin hitter to take pitches at the plate. It's hard to get a young Latin pitcher to back off, because that's the way they got off the island.
I know. And when you have the kind of arm that he has, and he's got a great straight change. He also has a curveball to go with it, but he's always had that big fastball. He just has to learn how to use it.
Softly hit, bobble, bobble, bobble. That'll be an error. Good speed aboard.
Charging the ball, if you bobble it once, you've got a shot. If you bobble it that second time, you still might have a shot. But the third bobble, no shot.
So he'll pick up his 10th error. But again, that's the intimidation of the speed. Making you get out of your rhythm on a play like that as a defender. So here's Beckham. Gordon at 266, 5 homers, 24 knocked in. 1 for 4 last night with a home run. That was our only tally. And if you missed it last evening, poof.
Shields rolls a curveball, and Gordon takes it out. James Shields made just a couple of mistakes. He pitched a whale of a ball.
Yeah,
game.
he was awesome. Just dominated our guys. That one at 98.
22 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. He's going to gain some weight.
He's a little guy.
He is a little guy.
5'11", 180 pounds. Had breaking ball, just got a piece of it. Gillespie on deck.
Surprisingly, Gordon's hit very well against right-handers. It's been the left-handers that's given him problems. It's a pretty good pitch to run for your Garcia, because Ventura's slow to the plate.
He picks it and rack him up. Very quickly, 2 gone. Right now, let's check out our Farmers Insurance picks to click this evening. Jimangio, our director crew, LA1 was Gillespie. Our final game on Comcast Sportsnet. Steve's going with Miguel Gonzalez. Joanna Gary and I are going to go with Leury. She was with me last night, and we had Beckham.
That one was 99. So apparently that backing off philosophy has gone by the boards after 2 starts. It was 99 in the first inning. He's not holding a whole lot back.
To know the count. Gillespie hitting at 246, 12 homers, 38 knocked in. 3-0, Paulie on deck. And that's ball 4. So here comes Paul. 1 for 6 in the series with a homer. That's high and deep in the right center field, but not deep enough as Dyson is there, makes the catch. That'll retire the side, and after 1, no score.
Well, I assume some guys like Jimmy Olsen are going to wear football helmets with face masks in the infield.
I tell you, I might just go out there.
Just to take a look?
Yeah.
Do a little scouting?
Yeah, because he has really been popping off about that. Billy Butler, one of the better hitters in the league. Billy. 4 for 9 in this series with a couple of RBIs. One of the best approaches. In the game at the plate. Curveball hit hard right at him. That's a hang Wolfham.
Well,
One out.
He hung the curveball, and Butler was able to go out on the front foot but keep his hands back, and he hit the ball hard. That one comes up there rolling, and he catches a break. Butler hits it right at Garcia.
So here's Perez, Salvador at 287, 11 homers and 75 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike. Comebacker. 2 down.
Both pitchers have made pretty good plays early. Perez hits that one off the end of the bat. And Eric reaching across his body to his throwing hand side. Made a nice play.
And here's Moustakas. Mike at 232, 11 homers and 41 driven in. Takes first pitch strike. Two out, 1-2 the count. Nice pick by Paulie. Ball was smoked. So hang with him as well. So after an inning and a half, no score.
Bears fan. It features analysis from Chris Bowden and former Bears Dan Jiggets and Jim Miller. Start your Sunday with Bears pregame live tomorrow at 11 only on Comcast Sportsnet.
And here's Adam Dunn hitting at 217, 33 homers and 84 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike from Ventura. Down Ventura out of Samana in the Dominican Republic. Softly hit.
When you can throw 99 and then you throw your changeup at 87, that's a nice disparity. 12 miles an hour. Hitter knows you've got 99. He can't really sit on the changeup.
Well, I think I mentioned a story to you about Seaver and Kuzman when they were with the Mets for half a year, for the first half of one season. They sat over there and they charted every pitch, and especially the changeups and the fastballs. As there is a little soft, made a good pitch on him, made him up. And they came to the conclusion that the perfect disparity between the fastball and the change was 11 miles an hour.
Well, Ventura's in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
If it's too fast, then quite obviously you don't have the hitter out on the front foot and he doesn't move his hands. If it's too slow, he can actually double clutch, bring the hands back, and then really get a good shot at him.
That's the only chance that a lot of guys have on a changeup is if it's too fast or too slow. Marcus at 246, a homer. He's driven in 6. 1-1 to count.
They're going to have a lot of quality arms bidding to get starts next year, and a crowded bullpen situation.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. His second Major League home run, and it's a 1-0 game.
Home run number 2 and RBI number 7. It's the first one that Ventura's given up. Our Ford home run replay. Gets a little careless with a fastball. And gone.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see quite a few of those from that number 5.
He looks really good
in the next few years.
His plate presence is terrific.
That is just foul right down the line. Jordan comes in at 234, 4 homers, 11 knocked in. Also another final today. Cleveland beat Minnesota 5-1. Kazmir 10-9. Indians have won 9 in a row.
But what's amazing is it sets up an interesting finish, because now Texas is tied with Tampa Bay. Texas won, Tampa Bay lost. Cleveland is a game up. So if Cleveland wins, they're going to the playoffs. And then it'll all depend on what happens with Tampa Bay, who's lost 2 in a row to Toronto. Texas continued their winning ways. They beat the Angels 7-4. So could very well be a 3-way tie. But all Cleveland has to do is win.
That ball hit high and deep to left center field. Stretch. He looks up. Back to backs by Simeon and Danks, and the governor walks in the booth, and we scored 2 in a hurry.
That's the 5th for Jordan Danks. He's now driven in 12, and he goes opposite field. So no sooner does Ventura give up his first home run than he gives up his second. That's going to bring Dave Island out from the dugout. The wind just keeps on riding this one out. Forward home run replay. And a 2-0 lead.
And of course, the Alex Snellius family will make a generous donation to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. And a generous donation in loving memory of Ursula. So here's Miguel Gonzalez. That one at 99. Little Carmine Derriere in that one. Breaking ball low.
I don't think he's used to giving up back-to-back home runs. I can imagine he spent a great deal of time in the minor leagues without giving up back-to-back homers.
Another breaking ball. Good one. 1-2. Chopper in the hole, on the move. Can't get him. Beats it out for his second major league hit.
You don't think of catchers with infield hits too often. Escobar makes a nice play. He can't plant, doesn't have enough time for that. And Gonzalez able to get there just ahead of the throw.
So here's Liuri. He reached on an error by Bonifacio. Blocked nicely by Perez. We're going to be saying that a few times tonight. He's a good defender, a good blocker of the ball.
He had a good night last night because Shields with his straight change and his hard breaking ball threw a lot of pitches in the dirt. And none of them got by Perez.
Kept that one in front of him.
Another tough pitch to handle. And he was able to handle it.
Outfield well around to the right. Huge gap in left center. .97 on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Ball hit hard, but right to the shortstop. Back-to-back homers. Simeon and Danks will go to the third, leading 2-0.
And how are you?
Walks in the booth last inning, and we score back-to-back home. Welcome, Governor Quinn.
Well, thank you, Hawk and Steve. We aim to please here. You know, it's been a long season, to say the least. We were saying before we came on the air, the Sox played so well last year and then had a rough September, at the end of September, and it's continued all through this year. Although I was here with you guys, and we were 24-24 against Miami.
Right.
We swept them, and then the Cubs came into town, Steve. You know.
And unfortunately, that started a spiral that has not stopped.
Samardzija.
Oh, yeah,
He put us in a season-long slump.
Yeah, for sure. But, I wanted to put in a good word for our Military Family Relief Trust Fund. It's something we have in Illinois to help our service members and our reservists, and anyone can contribute. Every dollar, every single penny goes to help our military families. And we've had it now for 10 years. You guys have helped us a whole lot, and we've helped 28,000 military families with $15 million. So it's something we want to continue. Tomorrow is Gold Star Mother's Day in our country, in our state, and that we honor the mothers and fathers who have lost their sons and daughters in battle serving our country. So it's a good time to remember.
Well, this is a tribute also to yourself because you're the guy that started this thing 10 years ago. And as you mentioned, over $15 million has been raised. So congratulations.
Amen. Yeah. That was good morning, good afternoon, and good evening there with our pitcher, Mr. He looks like he's going
to be a good one.
Yeah, I saw him come. I came out a little bit earlier. Game, I guess his last game. Really, he really is a competitor, isn't he, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, he is.
He's got good stuff, and he's got a very good curveball.
Well, that's what you had, Steve. You had, a hook that could really make a difference.
Yeah, but his comes from a little bit higher.
You think
than mine came from. Yeah, well, he's a little taller.
If he can be 25-7 next year, we'll take that.
I was getting ready to say, but he didn't have a Cy Young yet.
Yeah. Steve got a Cy Young, and he was with us in '77 with the Southside Hitmen.
That was an exciting year.
Yeah. There's a ground ball to short. Our shortstop. This is Seaman. He hit the home run, right?
Simeon.
Yeah,
yes.
Simeon. Yeah. Yeah. What has he got? 5 home runs?
2.
2. Okay. And Danks has 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you, he knows his socks, doesn't he, Steve?
Yeah, live and die. Yeah.
he knows them.
Yeah, I was watching Steve back in '77, before '77. I remember '64. Hawks, the Sox lost to the Yanks by 1 game that year.
Yep.
Yeah. Were you with Kansas City then?
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah.
Yeah, and the Yankees went on and got beat by the Cardinals in the World Series then.
I was down in St. Louis last night. There's a lot of Redbird fans, I'll tell you.
I remember that when they came in and played us. The Yankees came in and played us in Kansas City, and Mickey had the bad legs.
Wow.
And he beat out an infield hit, and then on the first pitch, he stole second.
Oh, my.
And when he got up, Governor, the whole side of his uniform was red because that
strawberry. Yeah,
no,
wow.
the blood had popped
really?
in that wound he had. And he scored. And that turned out to be the winning run, and the Yankees won by 1 game over the Sox.
Yeah, Kansas City couldn't beat them there.
No way.
Cleveland then. But, here's a ball 3 here, 3-1. Yeah. This Dyson can really run, can't he?
Whew.
Yeah. We need speed here on our team.
We're going to have it next year.
Yeah. Speed is very good.
But this Illinois Military Family Relief Fund is really done a tremendous job. When you say 28,000 families.
Military families, we have a website, operationhomefront.org. Any of the fans want to help out, please look at their website. Foul ball there, 3-2 on Dyson. And, the thing about it is reservists and guard members, when they're called to active duty, and we have some Illinois service members right now in Afghanistan, they get less money from their military pay than they were making in civilian life. So we try and make up the difference and help families out when they need it. That's what the military family is all about. It's ball 4. Uh-oh. He'll be running, huh? Yeah,
he's definitely going to be running. All he has is 33 stolen bases and 39 attempts. That's the first base runner for the Royals.
I was at the Cubs-Cardinals game down in St. Louis last night, and the Cardinals are batting .330 with runners in scoring position. Unbelievable.
The Cardinals have had a wonderful year, and looking at their organization, that's something to try to pattern our organization after, because year after year they bring up guys from their system, and they are really good, and their young arms this year are unbelievable.
Very fundamentally sound. That's ball 1. Yeah, we got 1-0 here on Alex Gordon. He's hitting .267, 20 homers. They had a pretty good year, Kansas City, huh?
They really are better than this record shows. They're 10 over, and they're better than that. They have the best bullpen in the American League and the second best in all of baseball.
Ed Holland is tough, closer. He's throwing 99 the other night.
They just bring out fire. Everybody comes out there.
Holland set the all-time record for saves
for Kansas City here.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I like our guy too. He's a competider, our closer.
Yeah. Addison's had a terrific year.
Yeah, he looks like a young hawk, don't you think? Yeah. Yeah. I saw that.
There he goes.
There goes, foul ball. 1-1 here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope he does, because he's a good-looking kid.
He can't hit like you.
And I couldn't pitch like him.
He can't golf like you either, But this Gordon, he was their first-round draft choice, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Second pick in the country.
Ah, wow.
Pretty good one.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
He was a third baseman in those days, and for whatever reason didn't work out. Sent him to the minor leagues, came back as now a Gold Glove left fielder.
Yeah, he threw a guy out this year, didn't he? at home plate.
Yep,
he's pretty good.
He made a pretty good catch last night too. Fooled everybody in the ballpark.
Yeah, well,
1-1 to count. There he goes again.
Strike, and he's safe.
Yeah. He scares me more than any other base stealer in this league.
Yeah, he hurt us last year too.
Yeah.
At the wrong time too. Boy, I wish we had those last 15 games back. It seemed like we were running through jello there. We had a 3-game lead on the 18th of September, wasn't it?
Yeah, but 4 days ago last year, on the 24th, we were still in first place.
Lordy, yeah. We went out to Anaheim, didn't have good luck there. Well, our pitching staff is still, promising,
I'll tell you, Governors, that ball has got a hanger right there. Hit it hard. Uri turns around the wrong way, but recovers right there. Governor, thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Very
Always
good, Hawk.
great to see you.
Thanks for helping our soldiers and service members. Thank you, Steve. OperationHomefront.org. Everybody
We'll
can help.
show it some more after.
Okay. Thanks a million, guys.
Okay.
See you.
Thank you.
Miller Lite, Pepsi, Comcast Sportsnet, Xfinity, and WGN-TV. So join current players and White Sox greats January 24th, 25th, and 26th for an exciting weekend of White Sox baseball. Here's Gordon. Gordon, 0 for 1, hit into a 1-6-3 double play.
Well, the outfield is swung around to right center. Dyson is way over in right center.
And there's a shot in the hole. Gordon starting to swing that bat again. He went through a bit of a funk there for a while.
If you're going to play him as an off-field hitter, it's tough to pitch him where he pitched him, which was on the inside corner. Able to drive the ball into left field. Salvador Perez goes out there. He wants a word with Ventura.
I've been watching Salvador. I watched him last night. He didn't play in the first game. He didn't start in the first game, I should say. But I'll tell you, he had some fun with a couple of youngsters down there when he was in the on-deck circle last night. He had a running conversation for a couple of at bats going with him. It was really nice to see.
Well, he's also one of the leaders on this team.
That is. I can believe it. I watched him on the bench, and
it's not unusual for a catcher, but it's unusual for a very young catcher to assume that role, and he's been doing that since he came into professional baseball.
Yeah, he just turned 23. Well, Miguel Cabrera will do that a lot too. He'll come to the on-deck circle and be talking with the fans, especially the youngsters. And of course, Miguel signs autographs before every home game behind the cage there for 15 or 20 minutes. He's got a pretty quick move over there.
Now, from what we've seen of the fielding, the move to first, appears to be a pretty good athlete.
Gillespie walked his first trip. There's that changeup. And there's a chopper. Oh, I took that nice big Hawthorne Woods bounce for him. If it stays down, it's going to be a tough play. That made it an easy play.
That curveball stayed up, and Connor had a pretty good look at it. Bidding for a base hit. Bonifacio, who had booted one earlier, makes this play. But Gordon moves into scoring position.
So with one out, here's Pauly. He went out to right center field. That one at 99.
In a big game in the National League, Pittsburgh defeated Cincinnati 8-3. Big game because Pittsburgh now gets to host the wild card game against the Reds. Pirates hit 6 home runs in that game. They've beaten Cincinnati 2 in a row. And since 1992, this will be the first postseason game in Pittsburgh, played in Pittsburgh. So congratulations to the Pirates. Clint Hurdle, the GM, Neil Huntington, and everybody associated with that organization. They put together a pretty solid ball club.
Another nice block by Perez. Well, Pittsburgh 93 and 68.
It was a great year.
That's softly hit into left field. But they got the Gold Glover out there. Alex will make that play. 2 down. I know it's just a perception, but he looks like he just covers everything up there.
Gets a good jump. It's all around the league that he has a great arm. He's very accurate with it. He just is a good, solid outfielder.
He's got great instincts.
Especially when you consider that he spent his whole life at third base. 7 outfield assists. Pretty impressive. Last night, he misjudged this ball. Alexi bidding for a home run. Now, what he did before that was he jumped up and then had to come back and make the catch, as seemingly the wind batted the ball down, because he thought it was out. We thought it was out. The scoreboard operator thought it was out because the fireworks started.
Shields thought it was gone.
And Shields for sure thought it was out. Only it wasn't.
Two-one pitch. 3-1 with Garcia on deck. That ball hit high and deep into center field. Stretch! Back at the wall, jumps. You can put it on the board. Yes! He just reached out, tapped it, and it goes over the center field fence. Sox lead it 4-0.
"34 home runs, 86 driven in. And the third home run of the night. Ford home run replay. That looked like a straight change. It was out away. Got up in the jet stream and out.
So here is Eel. Takes first pitch strike. He grounded out to short his first trip. Lays off the breaking ball. Two and one to count. Mentioned earlier, Texas beat the Angels 7-4. Nathan picked up his 43rd save. And in that game, Alex Rios 1 for 3 with an RBI. That was his 80th. Pierzynski 1 for 4 with an RBI. That was his 70th. Full count. Ball for base hit. Pitch inside the zone. Another huge gap out there in left center. Softly hit, caught, but the 2-run homer by Adam Dunn will go to the fourth. It is 4-0 Sox. And you can send us your comments on tonight's game through Twitter using hashtag White Sox Talk, and we'll read one back later in the game, and it just might be yours. Here's Bonifacio. He grounded out to Gillespie at third. Why didn't even ground out? It was more of a slap bunt type. One hard, one hopper. And count 2-0. There's the strike. Hosmer on deck, Butler in the hole. Count evens at 2. 4-5-0 for us. No runs, no hits, and 1 error for them. Watch out.
Eric's working the ball on both sides of the plate. He's working it up and down also. And he's been very impressive in this, his 5th start. So obviously, like most young pitchers getting an opportunity, each and every time out you want to impress the brass on your composure, your stuff, and command of the zone. And he's had all 3.
He gone. He knew it. 3rd strikeout for Eric.
Put this one right down the middle, and Bonifacio must have been guessing ball.
Here's Hosmer. He struck out his first trip. Into center field, Leary. Two down. First pitch strike.
Pretty good pitch and didn't get it.
Outfield bunched just a bit. Curveball, yeah. Good hook. Butler 0 for 1, lined out hard on a hanging curveball his first trip to right field. Love to watch this guy hit. He and Longoria, I love to watch those two guys. Two soft approaches.
As I say, Longoria is so smooth, it doesn't even look like he's moving the bat, and yet he's hit over 30 home runs again.
Oh, he's just a terrific player. As Butler is a terrific hitter. Butler, you'd be better if he had somebody, protecting him. And they don't care if they walk you or not. That's when they make good pitches. Meanwhile, a 1-2-3 inning, we go to the bottom of the 4th.
all the gridiron highlights from today's college games, including Notre Dame's loss to Oklahoma. Get all that and more with Sportsnet Central tonight after postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Bottom of the fourth, 4-0. Marcus Semien, Jordan Danks, Miguel Gonzalez, lower third of our order, and all they did their first advance. Semien. All three had hits. And here's what Marcus did.
He started off the scoring. Got a fastball up, out over the plate, and rode it out of the ballpark his second of the year.
Got a cookie right there, a hanger.
And what American League pitchers are doing with him, and it's what usually happens with young hitters, they're taking advantage of him out of the strike zone. As he gets some more at bats, he's going to lay off those pitches, and then when they have to come to him, he's got very good plate coverage.
The pitch at 97, up and in. That ball is a good pitch to hit, and he hit it hard. A one hopper, so it'll be a ground rule double. That's his fourth two-bagger.
That's what you should do with hanging breaking balls.
Most of our guys take high hangers.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because it comes up there, looks like a piñata. Rolling on the inside part of the plate, he one hops it out of the park. So 2 for 2.
Here's Jordan. He had to hit his first time up. After Semien homered, here's Jordan's hit.
The wind tunnel tonight is left center field.
Back to backs.
He hit that ball hard.
Jordan now 5 homers. And I think after Jordan's showing now this time up, going into spring training next year, he will be looked at in a different way.
Well, I think they're going to look at him a different way, and I think he's going to look a different way because I think
he's already doing that.
Yeah, he's starting to believe that he's got a pretty good idea about what to do.
Well, as he strikes out there, but I'll tell you what's happened with Jordan is that mirror, his mirror is starting to like what it sees in the morning. That's the first strikeout for Ventura. And here's Miguel, had an infield single.
The bullpen up and going. Chris Dwyer. Ventura made it into the 6th inning in his only 2 major league starts, but it appears he won't make it that far here tonight. Although the pitch count isn't all that high, he's just at 64 pitches.
Good eye. .145 innings the young man has worked this year. Coming into the night. So right at 150.
Yeah, I think for his age and his build, it's probably a nice workload for him.
Yeah, we talk about these young pitchers. The funny thing, the irony of it, is that when they come into pro ball, out of high school especially, the good ones, the high drive choices, those guys are throwing close to 300 pitches a week. Moustakas is a good one. Throws it away.
It looked like Joe McEwing was waving Marcus Semien on. The problem was that he was in Marcus's way. So he stays at third. He's got plenty of time. It's a catcher running. He looks Semien back and then just throws it away.
So now Liuri has an opportunity. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an arrow by Bonifacio. And then he hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice.
That's error number 2 for these Royals.
Now the infield in. Spins out of the way. Now that's the way you get out of a pitch. Not the other way of turning into it.
Now turn back toward the catcher. And when you consider that he's a switch hitter, batting right-handed against a right-hander, you know that this apparently is his natural side.
That one right there to even the count. 1-1. Just need some contact. Liuri, 1-2. Breaking ball. 2 down. Big strikeout.
Two very good curveballs to end the at bat. So now the infield can move back to its normal position.
Gordon is 1 for 2. Hit into a 1-6-3 double play in the first, and he led off the third with a sharp single in the hole left side. Another nice block by Salvador Perez. That one at 98 for a 2-0 count. Three and 0. Turned him loose, fouls it away.
Good time to do it. Got to pitch entirely in the zone.
Well, you know how I feel.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very seldom a bad time to do it. Especially when you got a guy as Gordon's was in that funk. He's now coming out of it. So we threaten. We blow an opportunity to put more points on the board, but we're into the fifth, leading 4-0. Receipts, they'll deposit $20 back into your U.S. bank checking or savings account, and it's their special way of thanking you for becoming a new credit card customer.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in the game. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Top of the fifth inning, Salvador Perez. Hit a comebacker to Johnson. Breaking ball strike to the 23-year-old catcher. Came in hitting at 287, 11 homers and 75 knocked in. One game remaining tomorrow afternoon. And that'll be Jose Quintana against Cy Chin. Couple of left-handers out on that bump. Sucked up by Connor. One out. So that'll bring up Moustakas. Hit the ball very, very hard, but right at Konerko. If you're just checking in, we scored 2 in the second. Back-to-back homers by Simeon and Danks. And then in the third, a 2-run homer by, that ball's hit deep. Way back. And it's a 4-1 ball game. So you can cancel the post-game show. That's the first hit for Kansas City.
#12th home run, 42nd driven in. He was right on him the first time and right on him the second time. Like an off-speed pitch, a changeup, forward home run replay. Very lively ballpark tonight.
David Lowe struck out his first trip. Kansas City won the first game 3-2. David Lowe had a 2-run homer. Change up. Broken bat. Paulie could have made that play on that bat if he had chosen to do so.
That's the second one that went out that way. This one a little bit closer than the first, as Eric gets that one deep in the low kitchen.
Got him again on the fist. This one's going to fall for the base hit. So a little duck snort for Lowe.
That fastball up. Doesn't get a whole lot of it, but certainly gets enough of it.
That'll bring up Escobar. Alcides grounded out to his counterpart, Marcus Semien. Souvenir right side. Pokes that one into short right field, where just where Evasio was playing. So 2 down. That'll bring up Dyson. He was the Royals' first base runner with that walk in the 3rd inning, coming with 2 out. Gillespie on the grass at third, outfield, about equidistant. Swung around to the left. Lowe is 5 for 7 in stolen bases. Steve told you earlier that Dyson stolen base in the 3rd. Royals now have 152 on the season.
Dyson doesn't bunt for a hit often. You still have to play him in at the corners to take it away, however.
Just a short lead by Lowe. High and wide, 2-1. Our guys just have trouble throwing strikes to Dyson.
Not a real good plan if you want to win a ball game. However, he will have a base runner in front of him, so he won't be a stolen base threat.
Dyson has walked twice. Only 2 walks that Eric has issued. So they'll go back to the top of the order now with the dangerous Alex Gordon, who has 20 home runs and 81 knocked in.
And Don Cooper comes out after that home run, which saw the shutout and the no-hitter both go by the boards. Don wanting to settle him down.
And a reminder, you can watch the game in luxury from behind home plate in the Gold Coast Tickets Club here at US Cellular Field. Gold Coast Tickets, you got a guy, Seth Sharon, and all the wonderful folks at Gold Coast Tickets.
Well, Paul Emmel's out there, and I assume he'd like Coop to break it up. Ready to deliver pitch number 73.
So Gordon has gone out to third and lined out hard to center. Curveball. You can see him from up here really wrap that thing.
That was a good one, because normally when a pitching coach comes out and you're having some control difficulties, a lot of young pitchers will go that fastball. Figuring that Gordon was probably thinking along those lines, he threw him one of his better hooks.
Two on, 2 out, 0-2 the count.
You can't see it wrapped from here. I'm not sure if they can see it wrapped from down there.
They can't see it from down there, but up here. Just got a piece of that one. Well, Bob Toski, the great golf teacher. And Bob and I worked quite extensively together after I retired from baseball, and even prior to that. He and Bob maintains that you can actually see more from up if you had like a coach's stand, so to speak, in football. And you're looking down on the golfer, you can see more from that angle than you can from side to side or back.
I know you can see more up here of the game itself than you can from in the dugout.
Oh,
any angle.
Yeah,
any place on the
sure
field.
You can. That's why the Sox used to have that eye in the sky. There's a curveball. He gone. It's official. We're halfway home, leading 4-1. Tweets with Sox In Game Live. Only at csnchicago.com. Brought to you by Comcast Business Class.
We got a new pitcher. It's Chris Dwyer. Dwyer, big left-hander. 6'3", 210. Fourth-round draft pick in 2009. This is just his second game as a member of the Royals pen. A very talented, hard-throwing bullpen it is.
Four, 6-0 for us, 1, 2, and 2 for them. And here's Gillespie. He has walked and grounded out to second. Takes first pitch strike.
So Ventura went 4. Gave up the 4 runs on 6 hits. He walked 1. He fanned 2.
There's a breaking ball strike. 0-2 the count. Checks it up on that one. And another one. 2-2. That fastball foul back. And that breaking ball into center field. Dyson is there. 1 out. And yesterday, Bartolo Colon won his 18th game. 18-6 with a 2.65 ERA.
Just a remarkable year for him.
I'll tell you what, he is right there in running for the side. He's already won once. That was when he left us and went to the Angels. Sox really tried hard to sign him, offered him a ton of money, and then the Angels just came in and overwhelmed him. Gave him another year and said we offered him 3. They went to 4 and upped the ante. Then he won the Cy Young for him. But he and Jamie Moyer, Cy Young, and Jack Quinn are the only American League pitchers with 18 or more wins at age 40 or older.
I don't know about Cy's control, but I know about Bartolo's control, and he can thread the needle on both sides of the plate consistently. He doesn't throw near as hard as he used to these days, but what control.
Well, he got it up to 96 against us a few times. He can work the ball better than anybody in this league, as that's off the end of the bat by Canerco. So that's out number 2.
Here's our Xfinity High Speed. A towering 2-run homer. Adam Dunn gets it up in the jet stream. Didn't seem to hit it very hard, but it went a long way. His 34th of the year.
He just tapped that ball out of here.
Yep.
Taps that one in the left field, but Gordon's got to play. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. We have completed 5 and we lead it by 3. and receive priority seating options before plans become available to the general public. So choose from a full season plan or 2 great split season plans. So WhiteSox.com or 312-674-1000.
Third time through the order, and this is going to be a tough inning for Eric. He's got the heart of the order due up. And for young pitchers, giving these guys different looks as they move along the third and fourth time through the order is not easy to do.
Bonifacio tried to bunt one time earlier. He did hard. One hopper down to Gillespie at third.
When a hitter is going to bunt, the last thing he wants is a good sharp breaking curveball. And that's exactly what he got and fouled it off.
Pretty good pitch, did not get it.
He had the whole plate with this one. But Paul Emmel thought it was too low.
That one at 93 upstairs out of the zone.
Emilio helped him out to even the count.
We scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third. 3 home runs we've had in this ball game. That curveball into center field. Leary is right there. 1 out, and that'll bring up Hosmer. Hosmer is struck out and lined hard to Garcia in center. So we got Leary, Garcia in center. We got Abasil, Garcia in right. Jordan Dankson left. First pitch strike. Curveball. Tommy hawked.
That might just ensure that Eric Hosmer hits over 300 this year. He dropped down to 301 with his 0 for 2. Now he's 1 for 3 as he drives it by a diving Gillespie.
Well, he's been hitting the ball hard in this series and coming up empty.
He's really made great strides. During the course of this year, he got off to a terrible start. He's really had just a wonderful second half of the season.
Billy Butler is lined hard to right and grounded to short. It's a 4-3 ball game. Butler, number 15, he now has 82 ribbies.
Well, third time through the order has proven problematic for Eric, and it's a 1-run game. This a no-doubter. Fastball on the inner portion, Ford home run replay. Butler hit 27 home runs last year, so the power numbers aren't there. You'd expect him to bounce back big next year. He is some hitter.
Well, I will guarantee you one thing, that he did not get as many pitches to hit this year as he did last year, only because as there's a base hit by Perez back through the middle. This year they were in the hunt. Last year they weren't.
Nope. Charlie Leesman loosening up.
That'll bring up Moustakas, who's 1 for 2, homered last inning. And here comes Coop. And a reminder, our Sox and Camarena Tequila both know that giving anything less than 100% is just not good enough. That's why Camarena only offers award-winning 100% blue agave tequila. Camarena Tequila, the official tequila of our White Sox. Billy Butler's sitting on your fastball. I don't care how hard you throw it.
No. He's going to get a good shot at it, especially middle in.
When he's looking for it, he is one of the best fastball hitters in the game.
As well as Moustakas has seen the ball against Johnson, Perez has taken about a 2-foot lead off of first base.
Well, he's been to the plate twice and hit it very hard both times. Once to Paulie. And a 3-0 count right here, and once out of the ballpark.
Well, he could very well have the 3-0 green light. Don Cooper finding out if Leesman is ready. I would assume that he is. And the left-handed low in the on-deck circle. He got a fastball right down the middle and fortunately fouled it straight back.
Good strike on the inside corner. So full count. Curveball, and that's ball 4, and Robin is making his move. And here he comes. So he's going to go 5 1/3. Did not give up a hit until 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. So this being our last game on Comcast Sportsnet, we want to give some thanks, credits to people who have worked very hard this year. And I'd like to especially offer thanks to another guy who, you know, when you have a season like this as a player, it's very, very bad. When you have a season like this, when you're a member of the White Sox organization, it's very, very tough to take. And from a broadcasting standpoint, when you have a season like this, it's very, very difficult to take. But I want to thank my partner Steve Stone for doing just an outstanding and unbelievable job this year.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And, you know, from a broadcast standpoint, for you and I, it becomes a difficult thing to do because you have two choices, really. You can consistently get on your club if it's playing badly, or you can choose to concentrate on some of the other things that teams do well. For our case, August is probably the toughest month because we didn't have the youngsters up here. They hadn't expanded the roster. September, a little bit easier in that brought up some good young players, guys that talk about a look at the future. And we saw some of that. And so I think the best part of this year was taking a look at perhaps what next year is going to look like for both of us.
Yeah, it has been. But the point I was making is the fact that it's a lot. The toughest job, uniform job in baseball, is a hitting coach. Okay, the toughest job in broadcasting is being an analyst with a team that's going to lose close to 100 games. That's the toughest job in broadcasting. It's a lot easier being a play-by-play guy because you have things that you have a routine that you go through. You have a set thing that you say. You have ball one, strike two. But being an analyst and trying to be creative, and like you have been this year, you just did a wonderful job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very nice of you to say that.
David Lowe takes breaking ball, strike. David has struck out and singled, had a little duck snort.
Charlie Leesman.
And talking about hitting coaches, Jeff Manto was relieved of his duties.
Well, we thank him for his availability.
Yes.
And the hard work he put in. You know, whether the team wins or loses, the coaches work equally as hard. And unfortunately, when you don't do what everybody thinks you're going to do, in whatever department that is, somebody usually pays the price. In this case, it was Jeff Manto. It doesn't diminish how hard he worked.
Not at all.
And it doesn't diminish what a good guy he is, and we obviously wish him well.
Two on, one out. 2-2 the count. 2 in on that bomb of a home run by Billy B. That's fouled over into our dugout.
As you can see, David Lowe against left-handers is actually a little better.
He gone. 2 down.
Now Lowe thought that was inside and might have a case, but Paul Emla gets a deciding vote. And apparently that's going to be it for Charlie, who came on to get one left-hander. And get him he did. So Daniel Webb will come in the game. Leesman will step out. We'll step out and be back. To have a very strong arm. 8 strikeouts in 10 innings. He's walked 4. Right-handers have done absolutely nothing with him. That's one of the reasons why he's brought in to face Escobar,
who is grounded to short and going out to right. Escobar has good plate coverage, and he has been very, very dangerous against us in his career. He's a good player. He's good talent.
Last year he had a terrific year. He had 293. And usually he uses right center field. With that in mind, Garcia is shaded over there.
He's a .301 career hitter against us, with 3 homers and 19 RBIs. Virtually has been looking like an all-star shortstop defensively against us in his career. A lot of talent in that uniform. Kansas City's got a lot of talent.
Well, Escobar has played 158 games and made just 13 errors. And with the range that he has, that's pretty good. Along with Moustakas and Hosmer, they've been the 3 constant in the infield, and this is a good defensive infield.
Breaking ball strike. So the count 2-2 with 2 down, and then 2 on, and 2 in.
Hitting well with runners in scoring position, but not for the last 2+ months.
That one hangs inside, thank goodness. So Perez at second, Moustakas at first. He gone. But the long home run by Billy Butler. Go to the bottom of the 6th is 4-3 Sox.
Charlie Leesman gets a called third on David Lowe, and a good hard slider, and Escobar takes a seat on the whip. That brings in Lewis Coleman. So Coleman, the 3rd of the Royals pitchers. He's 3-0. The ERA .32. On for the 27th time. Pretty good year. 28 1/3 innings, 1 earned run. Only 4 walks with 29 Ks.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a very crowded bullpen with good arms, and they've got some decisions to make.
Well, you touched on it yesterday and the day before as far as assets, and what you can get and who you have to move.
Well, think about this one for a problem. Luke Hochaver has an option for $5 million. Now, as a starting pitcher, that's one thing. As a setup man, because they don't need a closer, that's something else. So there's a very tough decision to make.
Garcia goes through it. Yield is 0 for 2.
Hochaver's gotten better and better. I mean, he's a good one, but tough to pay that setup man or that seventh inning guy that kind of money.
That's hit softly down to Moustakas. So 1 out. Yeah, that's why GMs have to make decisions.
Well, he obviously attained the contract when he was a starting pitcher. Last year, a very disappointing year for him. But this year, putting him in the pen, he's rediscovered a brand new role and thrived at it. ERA below 2.
Well, there's several ways to look at this. Hochaver's situation. Obviously, his stock has gone sky high.
Yeah.
So it's what Kansas City is going to do. Their first priority is they better get somebody back up Billy Butler. Give him some protection. Because if they don't, they're not going to win it next year. They were not going to score enough runs. They'll be in the hunt like they are this year. They're 10 over right now. But that's not going to be good enough. And case number 2 would be it's a battle of bullpens today. And when you've got a bullpen as good as Kansas City, you better do everything you can to ensure that you keep those guys intact, because that's your biggest asset. As Simeon pops it up, get out of here. It will. It's not your starters, and it's not your offense, it's not your defense. Your bullpen is your biggest asset today, and they got the best one in the American League.
They're going to have 10 quality arms, and there's not that many spots for them in the pen. They lead the AL with a 2.55 bullpen ERA. They've got some guys down there that throw some fire at you.
Oh, as I said the other night, I've never faced a bullpen in my career that was as good as Kansas City's.
Yep. Well, Coleman's ERA is .32. We talked about that. Collins, great curveball, little left-hander. ERA 3.40.
Two down. Marcus now 2 for 3 with that homer and a double.
Greg Holland had a remarkable year. His ERA 1.23, 46 saves to break the all-time Kansas City record. 101 strikeouts in 66 innings.
Can I check it up? Jordan has homered and struck out.
You got 5 starters. What's the ideal number in the bullpen for you? Do you go with 6 or do you go with 7? Do you carry 11 or 12 pitchers ideally?
If you got a couple of left-handers, you can go with 6. If you don't, you better have 7. So you're one man short on the bench. And according to how you're structured, to me, you know how much I love speed. I'd just love to have 6 guys out there so you could have one guy on that bench who could steal a base. A guy like a Jared Dyson or somebody like that.
Steal the base for you late. Use him as a pinch
Micah
runner.
Johnson. Charlie Finley, as bad as he was, okay, he had some pretty good ideas in certain areas about baseball. Now, the 3-ball rule was no. The orange baseball was no. As that's ball 4. But he brought in the first guy as strictly a runner, a base runner.
Was it Herb Washington?
Yeah.
That was a guy.
Yeah, and he could fly. He could steal a base for you. But we got a guy that stole 84 bases this year. But the thing about Micah is he's got a chance to be a player because he can hit a little bit. But when if you're not going to contend, no, you don't have to have that kind of guy. Our pitching, though, is in good shape, real good shape going into next year. What they're going to have to do is they're just going to have to fill some spots and subtract some guys. It's that simple. Breaking ball, no. Miguel, infield single, and he reached on an error by Moustakas.
Don Cooper, not going to have any shortage of quality irons.
Well, you give him that. And Coop, as you and I talk about quite often, Coop can say something that no other pitching coach in baseball can say. Is that since 2004, the White Sox have more quality starts than any team in Major League Baseball.
It's pretty amazing.
That's pretty good on your resume.
Yes, sir.
Actually, since 2003, the most in the majors. That'll do it. There's a couple of strikeouts for Coleman. He did walk Tanks, but we'll go to the 7th. It is a 4-3 White Sox lead. Along with exclusive ticket offers, video sneak peeks, breaking news alerts, and more. So visit whitesox.com/blacklist to register today. 7th inning. 4-6-0 for our guys, 3-5-2 for their guys. Jared Dyson has been to the plate twice, and he has walked twice. He's stolen 1 base, his 34th. That was back in the 3rd inning.
And in a 1-run game, this becomes a critical at bat. You got to keep him off base.
First pitch strike. Spins one in there and grabs a strike with it. Yeah, you are so right. We're going to go into spring training next year with some outstanding pitching. Some good arms. That makes it a little easier on the front office when you're talking about trying to reboot a club, so to speak, who had such a bad year. That's a little high and wide. 2-2.
Well, one of the guys going to be very happy when he starts up next season is going to be John Danks.
Yeah.
As he came back probably earlier than he should have. He picked up a whole lot of innings. For a guy going through the surgery that he went through. So you have to figure, being that much further away from the surgery, he'll get a little life back on that fastball.
And right here we get to throw a strike to this guy and not walk him. That a boy. Daniel, 1 out, a big out. Yeah, Johnny, I'm looking for Johnny to have a good year next year.
Well, you know, he's going to work his butt off during the wintertime, do everything he has to do and then some to make sure that this kind of a year is never repeated again.
Here's Gordon. Alex is 0 for 3. He is grounded to third, lined out to center, and struck out. Watch out. Two down. We'll see. Hopefully everybody's okay. That went flying in there. It appears everybody's okay. Thank goodness.
This is the third time that a Royal has had his bat shatter in his hands and left him with just the handle. The first time it went in the seats, however. And everybody appears to be okay, which is very, very nice to see.
Bonifacio grounded to third, struck out, and going out to center.
Well, you'd have to think that if Bonifacio gets on, it'll be Veal to face Hosmer. Hopefully we can worry about Hosmer starting off next inning.
Two out, 1-2 the count. That one at 98. Boy, that was a big 3-2 pitch to Dyson. Wow.
To this point, probably the biggest of the game.
Yeah.
Because if he gets on, now you got all kinds of problems.
He gone. Nice inning, a good inning from Daniel Webb. 7th inning stretch. We lead it by 1. Royals. Top of the order, Yuri Garcia, Gordon Beckham, and Connor Gillespie. Tries to bunt it. And that's a fair ball, so he is aboard.
It wouldn't have been a fair ball, but it looked like he touched it.
Yep.
And that made it fair. Now Ned Yost is going to come out and argue with Paul Emmel.
Yeah, Paul's going to get some help here from Chris Conroy at first base.
Well, if he doesn't touch it.
No, he says
he didn't touch it. And it looked like from that angle he didn't touch it. Now Robin wants to get an explanation.
No, it looked like he whiffed on it.
Yep. Not a good break.
So all that, and the count 0-1. Takes another bunt, takes the ball to even the count. Breaking ball. 22,235. Another breaking ball, 1 out. That's the third strikeout for Coleman. And here's Beckham, who's 1 for 3. I'm at the deck out there in front of the State Farm sign. So here we go with the 1-0 delivery. Gordon had homer last night off big game James Shields, who was just dominating. 3-0 the count. Don't help him out. There's one. And there's ball 4. Come on, guys, let's put together something.
And here's Ned Yost.
He wants the left-hander. So Coleman will work an inning in the third. No hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He departs, and we'll be back. little extra with your tickets like seat upgrades. So head to StubHub and get your Sox tickets today.
We got the diminutive left-hander in the ball game. Our Honda called to the pen. And it's Tim Collins on for the 66th time. He's 3-6, 3.40 ERA, 51 strikeouts in 53 innings.
Curveball is almost as big as he is.
He's got a good curveball.
Yeah, he does.
At times this year, he's had some control difficulties, but when he keeps it in the zone, pretty tough to hit.
Gordon, just a decent lead. And that ball hit hard. Stay in the air. Stay in the air. It will. You can. Put it on the board. Yes. First ball, fastball jumped all over it. And it's a 6-3 Sox lead.
13th home run, 40th driven in. And the 4th home run of the ball game. A good curveball or not, if you pick on a first ball fastball, the Ford home run replay shows that it turns into gold. Right at the Bertucci boys.
There's a strike to Paulie. Paulie 0 for 3 tonight. That's our 4th home run if you're just checking in. 6-7-0 for us, 3-5-2 for them. Collins, 5-7. Out of Worcester, Massachusetts. A nice little town.
And that doubles the earned run output for the year for Lewis Coleman.
Curveball. Takes it up, takes the strike. That's the first home run for Gillespie off of southpaw this season. And there's nobody's going to get that one. That's in the gap. So the big man with the slumber on into second base. Pick him up. Have a heel. But it won't be off Collins as Yost is out of the dugout. Take another look at it.
Collins has a great curveball, but he got hurt on 2 fastballs. One to Gillespie, one to Dunn. And then Yost calls to the pen, so that's it for Collins. As he walks out, we'll step out and be back after these messages. .347 on for the 57th time. They look at some pretty good numbers, although control for him at times has been a problem. And with 2 outs and Adam at second base, he'll be facing Avisaíl Garcia.
He's due. He's 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a line out to short. Oh, and Avi pick him up. Nope.
Crow was a former #1 draft pick. He was actually #1 draft pick twice. The Washington Nationals drafted him #1. Couldn't sign him. Next year, Kansas City drafted him #1.
He's a rapper, as we've said every time he's gone out there.
Yeah, it might have been difficult for him to hold up. At least they felt that way. Hold up for 9 innings as a starter, rapping as radically as he does. But they put him in the pen right away, and he's been very good for them.
Oh, back to the screen on the wild pitch. So Adam moves into third.
5th wild pitch for Crow. Tried to wipe him out on a hard slider low and away. And it got away.
Another breaking ball. I love the way that man goes down the line. Wow. Meanwhile, the 2-run homer by Gillespie will go to the 8th, leading 6-3.
Marcus Semien moves over to third. That shifts Connor Gillespie to first. Paul Konerko leaves the game. And Matt Lindstrom comes in after a nice job by Daniel Webb.
Indeed it was. Inning in the third. 0 with a couple of strikeouts.
Pretty impressive numbers for Matt Lindstrom as he's gotten better and better as the season has moved along.
Hosmer, first pitch hunting. 1 pitch, 1 out, and that'll bring up Billy Butler. Hosmer now 1 for 4. Hit the ball hard twice tonight. Once right at the center fielder and the other for a base hit. Butler is 1 for 3 and has hit it hard twice. A line shot to right field for an out, a ground out to shortstop, and then a long home run.
At the time, it made it a 1-run game. Perez's base hit and the ensuing walk to Moustakas made the 6th inning adventuresome.
Sphincter time.
Yeah, it was a little tight for a bit, but then Charlie Leesman came on and he got David Lowe. Daniel Webb came on, he got Sadie's Escobar, and it was out of the inning with the lead.
What new? Butler, another line shot.
Well, that was a very good pitch, too. It was a fastball low and away. And Billy Butler just reaches out and hits the daylights out of it.
Well, when a man can hit, a man can hit. And he can hit.
Yep. His lowest major league season, lowest, 291. Came in an even 300 major league hitter. You can understand why.
Well, this first year you knew he was going to be something special just after you watched him one series. It only took 3 games to see this guy was going to be good. Ball gets away. So it'll be a wild pitch.
That slider in the dirt and goes right between the legs of Gonzalez. Well, the first spring training that Billy Butler was at in Arizona, Billy Bavasi, who was the GM of Seattle at the time, I did a banquet for them, and Billy told me that there's a young kid coming up with Kansas City. He's hit the ball harder than anybody in Arizona.
And that ball's hit pretty hard. And it's a 6-5 ball game.
Twelfth home run for Salvador Perez. He's driven in 77. And just like that, after a seemingly comfortable lead, it's a 1-run game again. And here comes Robin. Ford home run replay, a high fastball on the inner portion. Up in that wind tunnel that has been left center field and gone.
7 home runs hitting this game. Thank goodness we have 4. They have the other 3. So Matt will depart and we'll be back. Baseball is available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At-Bat delivers White Sox baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, breaking news, and video highlights. So MLB.TV premium subscribers can get At-Bat premium features for free and watch live games. So text At-Bat to 31826.
And our Honda call to the pen is Donnie Veal. He's the 5th Sox pitcher of the night. Veal at 2-3, the ERA 4.66. On for the 50th time.
Moustakas hit the ball hard twice and walked once. And that's into right field. He just missed that one. He homered back in the 5th inning and just missed that one.
David Lowe, I believe, is going to be taken down.
Justin Maxwell.
Maxwell started last night's game. Had a base hit and a line drive where he was robbed of a base hit.
And here comes Robin.
It's going to be Nate Jones coming in the ball game. So Donnie Veal did his job. And we're going to see the 6th pitcher of the night. So we'll step out and be back after these messages. Dan Jiggets take you right to the field to hear from players and coaches and deliver the best analysis in town. Bears Postgame Live presented by Nissan tomorrow right after the Bears game only on Comcast Sportsnet. So Nate Jones comes into this one. And Nate at 4-5, his ERA 4.19, on for the 70th time. He's got an out to get and a 1-run lead to protect.
At first pitch at 100. That pitch at 99. Maxwell 1 for 8 in the series. Alexei. So a good job by Veal, a good job by Nate, and we'll go to the 9th leading by 1.
Right.
It'll be the lower third of our order. Simeon, Danks, and Miguel Gonzalez. Between the three of these guys, they have 4 hits and 2 home runs. Marcus, a homer and a double. He's 2 for 3. Takes first pitch strike. Earlier, Texas beat the Angels 7-4 if you're just tuning in. Cardinals over the Cubs 6-2 in St. Louis. Seattle beat Oakland 7-5 out at Safeco. Toronto 7-2 winners over Tampa Bay up at the Rogers Center. Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati 8-3. Lays off that one. Boston leading Baltimore 5-4. Top of the 8th inning at Oriole Park. Tigers leading Miami 1-0. Bottom of the 8th down in Florida. Boy, Jim Leyland was really hot about finishing up down in a National League city.
Well, somebody has to, because there's an interleague, there's an interleague game every day all season long from first to last, which means that some team is going to have to finish up playing the National League. And I would think that if it was a race, Detroit hadn't put it away, they would be ecstatic to finish up with Miami.
Yeah. That is chopped foul, so a full count. Ball for a base hit right here, Marcus. There's a base hit. His 3rd hit.
And now for the Avis slow motion replay. It's a 3-2 fastball. So Crow, not wanting to walk him, lays one in. And Marcus, a triple shy of the cycle tonight. And he's hit the ball hard.
Yeah, he's a cycle waiting to happen in his career.
Looks like he understands how to play the game. Looks like if you make a mistake or get careless with a fastball, didn't matter, in or out, he can cover the fastball.
You can cover the fastball, you can play in the big leagues.
I think he can do that.
That's chopped foul by Jordan. Jordan is homered, struck out and walked. He's 1 for 2. Well, the thing that impressed me so much about Marcus in spring training, first time I saw him, was just, I saw him in the batting cage when I walked out there. And I saw him hitting the ball back through the middle, line drives over the second base head, you know, and he just looked good. He looked like a hitter, you know, looked like a hitter. Then I watched him when they went out and they took infield, and he looked like an infield.
He's got a pretty good handle on his game.
Jordan goes through, just does get a piece of it, so the count 1-2.
Also, you would assume, and it doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. If you're a smart guy, you're going to have baseball acumen. In the case of Marcus Semien, he's both. You can't get into Cal Berkeley unless you're a pretty smart guy.
Carries himself extremely well. Good take. If you're just tuning in, we scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the 7th. They scored 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 8th. Got him. He knew it. 1 down.
That one just settles right over the middle of the plate.
So here is Gonzalez. Miguel is 1 for 3. Had an infield single back in the 2nd. Right here, Miguel, we need you to 1st and 30, buddy. Salvador Perez is very quick down to second base. Marcus is 2 for 3 in stolen bases. Checks it up. 1-1 the count. Got a break there. 2-1. Also, Cleveland won their 9th in a row as they beat Minnesota 5-1. There he goes. And from the knees, he gets him. He got a good jump, too.
Well, that's reminiscent of a lot of good catchers, but Benito Santiago is the first one that comes to mind. Pudge Rodriguez would do this on occasion, just drop that left knee and fire it down there.
First guy ever so do that was Johnny Bench, who had, to this day, the greatest arm I've ever seen from that position. But we're into the 9th now, leading at 6-5.
And it comes off the bat of Connor Gillespie in the 7th inning. Tim Collins on the mound. He came in the game, and the first ball fastball went out of the ballpark. At the time, it gave Ball Club a 6-3 lead. It's been closed to 6-5. With that in mind, Addison Reed comes in the game. Reed is looking for his 40th save in his 48th opportunity. And he'll start at the bottom with a couple of speedsters. One who hasn't been thrown out all year trying to steal, and the other who has a couple of walks at a stolen base tonight in Escobar and Dyson.
Yeah, between the two of them, they have 56 stolen bases and only been thrown out 6 times.
Yeah, that's pretty stout.
So here's Escobar. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded to short, flied to right, and struck out. Tries to bunt it. Fouls it back, and Souvenir.
One for 5 against Addison.
Outfield straight up. Garcia short out there in right field. And the count 0-2. Alcides. Simeon backing off the line at third. Gillespie backing well off the line at first. Good pitch right there as far as trying to get him to bite for it.
Yeah, terrific 0-2 pitch in a great spot. Just missed.
Alexi just does get him. So a big out.
Good slider low and away. Alexi takes his time. And I mean, he gets him by a half step.
So here's Dyson. He has walked twice and grounded to Beckham. Takes the bunt. Alex Gordon on deck. We don't need this guy on the base paths, Addison. No walks, buddy. Grabs the strike with a breaking ball. Gillespie guarding the line in close at first. Three and one. Full count. Breaking ball. If you're just checking in, this is the 7th pitcher we've used. And they have used 5. And that's popped up. So a good job by Addison right there, falling behind and coming back to get Dyson. 2 down.
Little spinning slider. And he kept the speedster off base, and 1 out to go.
First pitch strike. Alex grounded to third, lined hard to center, struck out, and grounded to first. Breaking ball, and the count 0-2. Now take a little more off that breaking ball.
And a lot of fans on their feet.
They want it up. The hard high, a slow low. Down low.
Edison reached back and tried to heat him up, and this is a pretty good pitch.
Was a real good pitch.
Gonzalez wants it up. That's probably why he didn't get the call. If you're sitting there low and in and you throw that same pitch, it's probably going to be a called strike 3. But when you're sitting up and basically obscuring the umpire's vision, then you have to go down and get it, even if it's in the zone, especially when you miss the ball. You're not going to get the benefit of that call.
Two and two. Full count.
Bonifacio in the on-deck circle.
That was a getting over a breaking ball, and he got away with it.
It was up and right down the middle of the plate. Here's a mistake. Gordon fouls it back.
Whew.
And
so here comes Coop.
That was a stereo. Here comes Coop. So Getz comes in to pinch run. He is 15 for 18 in stolen bases.
Emilio Bonifacio. He was 2 for 4 last night with 2 RBIs. Tonight he is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Getz is a good base steal. 0-1 the count to Bonifacio.
Outfield a few steps deeper than they would normally be.
There he goes.
It's going to be a stolen base. If he wasn't going, it'd have been a wild pitch. No chance at all for Gonzalez.
So that will change the dynamics quite a bit.
Outfield probably comes in 3 steps across the board.
Yeah. 2-2 with Hosmer on deck. Either hard high or slow low. There he goes. He gone. No. Got a foul. Just got a piece of it.
Gets us off to the races. Bonifacio fouls it straight down.
And another foul. Full count. He gone, and this ball game is over. So Addison comes on, nails it down for Eric Johnson. Picks up his 40th save.
It was a laugher.
Yeah,
I mean, this
right.
one was in the bag. The ninth inning was not dramatic whatsoever, and it's fun to finally win one.
And our GMC player of the game indeed is Addison Reed, his 40th save of the season. So for my partner Steve Stone, our director Jim Angio, our producer Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer Vince Lowe, our technical manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno Jr., for the mayor Mean Joe Group, and also for Mike Gentile, Joe Paul's back, Mike Sullivan, Paul Carey. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, the Orland Park Nissan postgame show with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.